Okay, for everybody here that is trying to get their transactions uploaded into Mytransaction, this is just a simple little step process. First thing you got to do is be into mykw.com, which is what you see here right now, and you want to get into the dashboard, which is your control panel right here. Under here on the right hand side you see My Transactions. When you go here, you're going to look at the Show Options button. If you select that, you're going to see several options. Where we're going to take you right now is to the transaction home page, which is your .loop home page for your agent home. When this pops up, you have several things out here. I'm not going to really worry about this too much, but just so you have your news information right here, always seeing what's going on with your current transactions. To create a loop for this process, we're just going to assume that you guys have already had the documents in hand. We're just trying to upload them so you can get them reviewed and approved. So up top here you have a Create Loop button. When you click on the Create Loop button, you're going to be taken to two options for creating loops, a listing loop or a buying loop. If you have other options, just come talk to me and we'll talk about those. For this example today, we're just going to talk about creating a buying loop. Click on Create a Buying Loop. That will pop up and you have the ability to enter the address down here, which is what you'll do. You'll type in the actual address of the property that your clients are purchasing. Fill in the information. If it matches the property, you can pick it. Most likely it probably will not match property, so you just click on Continue. Typing in that information will pre-fill some docs out if you're doing it electronically. In this example, again, we just have our docs already. Don't worry about the forms library, just come down here and hit the skip button.
There are two ways you can add a client.
When you're there, you will have a
listing.
video that pops up. I would recommend watching it one time. When you're done with that, you can just sit there down the bottom and say, don't show me anymore. If your client already exists in your eEdge database, you should be able to search for them and have names pop up. If they do not, you will see that it doesn't have them in there. At that point in time, you can come in here and add client. You will want to add the email address for future purposes. That is something that's very important for you. Just put the name in, you'll say save. If you have two people, you will do that one more time and add the second person, and they need to have separate email addresses. You will hit the save and continue button on the bottom right hand side. At this point in time, you have your buying loop summary. If you had electronic docs, they'd be up here already pre-filled out. And in this example, we're just looking down towards the bottom where you have the attachments right there. And here you can sit there and say click here to add attachments, or even over here on the right side say add attachments in the red button. Here you would come in here and browse for docs. Hopefully you'd have these docs already scanned and put in a folder somewhere, desktop or somewhere like that. It has to be a PDF, so you'd pick the PDF file. You would add it to this particular situation. You'd give it a name. Be as descriptive as you can. If you had multiple docs, disclosures, things like that were in separate files, you'd add them that way. If not, you'd add them all as one doc. And you would say save and continue. Once that gets uploaded, depending on the file size, that could take a couple minutes or so. You will then have an option up top to submit for review that will show in a second. So you're here, you see up here that says attachments have been saved. We're not going to worry about sending these docs for electronic signatures, but if you did want to, you have the ability through doing it this way. Different class we've taught before, and we will have more videos for that. In this situation, we're just going to say skip, which will take us back. Now up top we have a gray bar that says additional options available. We hit the red little arrow button that will have that option up here. you will sit there and say next for submit for review for Keller Williams. You may have to refresh your screen because what you want to do is verify that this status down here that says initiated changes to compliance review. When I refresh, it does change it, so now that I know at that point in time Laura has that, our broker manager has that information for review. And that's about done. As far as filling out for the green sheet, Dawn gave us an email address to send those green sheets to that we're still using Vince's, the old green sheet, through Excel. You fill that out, email that to Dawn. And at that point in time, you have submitted your contract for review and you are done. If you have questions, let me know.